Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We're just going to wait a few more moments and then we'll get the presentation started. Thank you. All right. Excellent. Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're Boston University School of Hospitality Administration, and we're excited to be discussing with you today our brand new graduate program, the Master of Science in Hospitality Management. Over the next 45 minutes, we'll be talking about what makes Boston University and the School of Hospitality so special. We'll be talking about our exciting new curriculum, the faculty that support it, the finer details such as scholarship opportunities and getting that application started. And of course, we'll be answering your questions and answering your questions, excuse me. My name is Elizabeth Kent. I'm the Manager of Academic Services and Graduate Admissions here at SHA. And I am happily joined by Dr. Makran Modi. Dr. Modi, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey, everyone, and thank you for joining us. So I'm Dr. Makran Modi. I'm an associate professor here, also the chair of the undergraduate program, but also the director of research for our school, which is why I'm here joining you today to talk a little bit more about our new master's program. And thank you again for joining us.
Excellent. Thank you. So before we get started, just a reminder to please stay muted. And if you have any questions for Dr. Modi or myself, please put those in the chat box and we'll get to them as soon as possible. So why Boston University? BU is actually the fourth largest private research institution here in the US. And that's thanks to the wonderful body of 17,000 graduate students that we have here that represent over 100 countries and are supported by our over 2,500 faculty. BU is a large institution. We're one of the top most innovative universities, according to US News and World Report. And we have a lot of fantastic resources for you, from our 22 libraries to our Fit Rec Center to all the wonderful speakers and workshops that we have across campus. And SHA is proud to be one of the 17 schools that are part of the BU community. What's unique about SHA is that we have a small college feel on a large urban campus. So we have 150 undergraduates and we have 75 graduate students that are currently part of our first graduate program, the Master of Management in Hospitality. Our students are supported by full-time research faculty members such as Dr. Modi, as well as part-time faculty members who are leaders in the industry. One of the wonderful things about SHA is it's truly connected to the world of hospitality. You will find that industry leaders are always coming in to talk to our students and also advise our faculty and students when it comes to ensuring that we are career focused and research led and keeping up with the changes in this field. This was especially poignant this past weekend since SHA led a research conference. Dr. Modi, would you like to talk about this experience?
Sure. Yeah, so we're really fresh off of this. Since this is, as Elizabeth mentioned, this is a large research university, and we're a small school within this large research university, but we really are and have over the last 5 years in particular emerged as a research powerhouse in the field of hospitality. And really evidence of that was a research conference that we hosted this weekend at the School of Hospitality. So Friday through Sunday, we had about 23 of the leading academics in hospitality research from across the country join us, and one from outside the US as well. And these are really thought leaders and very prolific researchers in areas like analytics, consumer behavior, marketing, finance, and others. And we brought them together over a 3-day period in a very workshop-like intimate format to work on scholarship that is going to be produced and submitted, and you'll see it published in one of the leading journals in the field, which is listed on the screen there, the IJCHM. So that, more than the conference itself and sort of talking about what we did, what I wanted to mention here is that it really is indicative of our ability and our recognition as a top research school within the United States, that we can attract scholars to come in here and spend a weekend with us thinking about what hospitality research is going to look like in the future. So that's just one of the many research initiatives that I'm involved in as part of my role as Director of Research here at SHA.
And overall, BU, they do have an Office of Research that supports all of our faculty and research students. Last year alone, faculty had over 7,000 articles published, and were awarded over $500 million in research grants. So BU is certainly supportive of our students and faculty in these endeavors.
And I can also add to that, just sort of talking about BU as a research hub, there are many different what are called research centers here at Boston University. And through SHA, there's also an opportunity to engage with folks in these research centers who also work in other disciplines. So just to give you a sense of that, I'm part of a research center here at BU called the Center for Innovation in Social Science. And I'm working with a team of psychologists, anthropologists, biologists, and really folks from sort of clinical medical care on this idea of human flourishing and what does flourishing mean in today's society. And that's a project that I actually involve both undergraduate, but as well as master students on our program who are interested to work with me on these kind of projects with researchers across Boston University. So I think that's one of the things that's pretty unique about BU is there's a lot of, when they say interdisciplinarity and working with folks from other schools and research centers, they really do mean it. And there's a lot of opportunities to participate in those.
Excellent. Great.
Now, as far as the program itself is concerned, the one that you hear about, so this is a new program that we are launching the fall of 23. It is the Master of Science in Hospitality Management. So this is different from our Masters of Management in Hospitality, or our MMH program, in that this is a 2-year degree and it is research focused. So as opposed to the MMH, which is a more industry-based degree, this is really something that emphasizes research. And it's a great launch pad if you're thinking about a potential career as an academic or just looking to do a PhD program as your next stage. But it's also, really strong in terms of preparing you for analytics or research related roles in the industry. So one of the things that we've observed over the last few years is, there's a real appetite amongst hospitality businesses. And when I say hospitality, at the school, we define hospitality very broadly in terms of, areas like hotels, restaurants, but also, anything that's experiential in nature, such as retail or healthcare, senior living, which is one of the concentrations we have. So we really define hospitality very broadly. And what we've observed is that there's a real appetite for folks who have a research intensive background and have the skills that they can then apply to even industry settings. So it's sort of a dual pathway that we foresee people being able to do after a 2-year research degree. You either can pursue a career in academia or pursue a PhD, or there's opportunities in analytics and research-based roles in the industry writ large. And one of the other unique things about the program is going to be the fact that you'll be working with a SHA research faculty member directly. Now, Elizabeth will talk about who the research faculty at SHA are a little bit later towards the end, but it really will be a one-on-one collaboration where you're working for those 2 years very closely with one of the research faculty, or maybe more than one of the research faculty here at SHA. And each faculty brings in their own unique expertise. There are no two faculty at SHA that are alike in terms of the areas of research that we bring to the table. Now, there's obviously, overarching sort of learning outcomes, and you'll be able to find more information on this on the website. So I'm not going to necessarily read through all of them. But, I think number 2, 3, and 4 are perhaps the more important and unique ones to this particular program. It really is going to be about learning, mastering, and applying research methods and skills. So if you don't necessarily come from a background where, research was an intensive part of what you've done, we're going to start you off right from scratch. And then over the 2-year period, you'll really build that strong, not just foundation, but also an advanced understanding of research methods and skills. There is going to be a quantitative element to the course. So, research involves both the quantitative as well as the qualitative. And I think that's something that, we're hoping will be sort of one of the key outcomes that you'll leave with. But the other important part that, folks in industry in particular are looking for, but increasingly in academia as well, is really being able to synthesize research, synthesize data in a meaningful way that you can tell effective stories. So how do you communicate your research in a manner that is intelligible to not just a research audience, but also to a non-research audience? So the communication of research is also one of the key learning outcomes that you'll get out of the MS program. Now, these are just some of the areas that you could possibly work on research with a SHA faculty member in. So, we have research faculty with expertise and interests in everything from the customer experience, to real estate, to senior living, event planning, people management, or human resource strategies, to tourism and real estate. And these are just indicative. Our faculty member pursue, very niche areas of research as well that are perhaps not listed on here. So for example, if you want to dive a little bit deeper into analytics as a domain, and have a very specific topic within analytics, such as machine learning, that you're interested in, we have a faculty member who actually specializes in that, and you can pursue research a little bit deeper into that sub area as well. So these are sort of the broad domains, but this is by no means everything that the research faculty do, or really everything that is available at BU. As I mentioned earlier, you have the opportunity to interact with folks outside of SHA for research as well. And that really expands on the domains that you could possibly be working in from a research perspective. So this list is by no means exhaustive. Now, this is a sort of a sample curriculum for what you can expect on your 2-year degree. Now, one of the good things about being a small school within a large university is, while we have a suggested curriculum, so to speak, no two students necessarily have the same pathway or the same journey. So, one of the things we've built into the curriculum is really this space for exploration, and for you to be able to decide what it is that interests you, and to be able to pursue coursework in your interests. But as far as sort of a standard curriculum is concerned, in the fall semester of your first year, which is 2023, you'd be doing 2 of our core courses that are more operationally or functionally focused. So we offer 5 courses that you could possibly choose from, everything from digital marketing and branding all the way down through to innovation and disruption. So you'd be choosing 2 of these core functional areas to take courses in. And then your training in research really begins. So there is a hospitality research methods course that you would be taking, which would be taught by one of the SHA faculty members. And then a second course could be an elective. And in this case, we're suggesting a CAS, which is the College of Arts and Sciences psychology course, which is a statistics in psychology course. So this is really one of the first intro statistics courses that can then help prepare you for some of the advanced research and statistics courses that make up. So that's the fall semester. It's a 4-course format. But like I said, again, every student might have differences that, we typically tend to accommodate. In the spring semester is another 4 courses. So you'd be looking at 2 electives from across our MMH courses. And these are, again, electives that explore the different functional areas. So we have a total of, I believe at this point, 16 elective courses that you could choose from. And these go from real estate courses to advanced restaurant experiences, to revenue management analytics, digital marketing, innovation. There's a whole bunch of electives and senior living that you could possibly choose from. So there's 16 electives, you pick 2, so that's a lot of choice to decide what actually interests you. Then we recommend a research methods course. Now it says BU research methods course because not all of the research courses that you'll take are at SHA. And that's one of the beauties of the program is you can actually explore research methods courses at other schools. And some of these schools are very specialized in the kinds of research methods that they'll teach you. So for example, if you say, well, I really am interested in more qualitative research and not just numbers, and I want to learn how to do qualitative research really well, we'd recommend that you take perhaps an ethnographic research methods course that is offered by another school at BU that helps you really develop those qualitative research method skills. So that's the beauty of the large university aspect here, is that there's a lot of courses at a lot of schools that are open to you. You then also work on what you see as the faculty directed research project. So at this point, this is your 2nd semester. You'll have spent enough time at SHA, you'll have met the research faculty, and this is the point where you would pair up with one of the faculty members or more than one of the faculty members to start working on a faculty directed research project. So what this means is that the faculty member works with you really closely to design that research project, that research problem that you're going to be working on, and you start work on that project. So that's the 822 that you see on the spring semester. In the summer, it's a self-directed research project. So this could be anything from a continuation of 822, which you see in the spring, or this could be another alternative project that you work on over the summer. And it's called self-directed because that indicates that the initiative comes from the student. But at no point are you working alone on anything. The faculty is really involved in pretty much every research project that you're working on. Now, to round it off, in fall 2024, again, you have a BU research methods course. Now, Elizabeth has been kind enough to list some of the courses that you could possibly choose from. So we have research courses in the College of Communications, to the Metropolitan College, where there's urban research methods, or the School of Education, which really has some of the very strong qualitative methods courses that we have to offer at BU. And you could choose depending on your interests, but also in conversation with your faculty member, what kind of topic and problem you're working on. The faculty member can help you decide which research methods courses would best prepare you for whatever project it is that you're working on. So you'd be doing another research methods course here as part of the fall 24 semester. So I did say it's a research intensive program, and you're kind of seeing that in the curriculum as well. The second course that you work on is, again, the faculty directed research piece, which you saw in the spring 24 semester as well. And to round it all off, in your spring 2025 semester, there's more research. So we have some courses that are listed on there as examples, but statistics and psychology, if you've done the 711 before, then you can take 712, which is the advanced course, or you can take a quantitative research methods course at School of Education. But again, those are not exhaustive. There are other courses that are available at BU as well. And really, finally, where it all comes together is the master's thesis. So since this is a MS program, unlike the MMH program, there is a master's thesis that you'll be working on, which is HF 899 here. Now, you don't start working on it just in the spring semester and wrap it all up in the semester. The faculty member that you're working with typically will have you started on this thesis project much earlier. But really the culmination of it is when you see in the spring 2025 semester. So that's sort of the overarching program. I think if my count is correct, Elizabeth, there's 5 research methods courses that you're taking. And then there's 3 or 4, I think there were functional courses that you'll be taking, which are really focused on the areas of hospitality, such as operations or real estate or revenue management and others. And then there's obviously time built in for research projects. So it's a research intensive course, and I've done one of these myself, so I know how rigorous it can be in terms of research methodology, but it really prepares you well for one of those 2 pathways that I mentioned earlier, which is either a PhD program or a career in analytics and research in the hospitality industry.
Excellent. So while you're doing all this exciting research, you'll be having the opportunity to work with Dr. Modi and his peers who make up the faculty for this program. So we'll be sending out a copy of the slides to you after the presentation, so you can check out these links and these articles, but this is just an overview of everyone's research specialty. So for example, Dr. Young focuses on strategy management, word selection when it comes to developing a menu, recession strategy. Dr. Bay, who's an assistant professor of revenue management, her research focuses on price optimization, revenue management, and consumer behavior. And Dr. Richard Curry, our assistant professor of leadership and workplace psychology. I think his title says what his research specialty is, but he's focused on leadership, on employee behavior. So again, you'll be receiving a copy of this information and can learn more about your potential mentor's background. All right, now that we have you all excited about working with Dr. Modi, our faculty, and these great courses, we want to talk to you about the next steps, so the application process. Here we go, excellent. All right, so we have an online application process. And here you'll be able to upload all the requirements for your admissions portfolio. So first we'll need you to upload copies of your transcripts from all your undergraduate and graduate institutions attended. We don't need officials at this time, just your personal copies uploaded will suffice. An up-to-date copy of your resume and CV so we can get to know you and what you've been up to recently. We require 2 letters of recommendation. These references can be from a supervisor, from a current or past work experience, or a professor. And then we have some written components. So we have a personal statement essay. So in 1 to 2 pages, we really want to get to know who you are, your background, what you're hoping to research, what you're hoping to bring to the program. In addition, we're going to ask you to upload a video essay, so a recording of you that's no more than 1 to 3 minutes that you'll upload onto YouTube or Vimeo, discussing what has you interested in hospitality and research, an opportunity for you to speak directly to our admissions committee. The great news is we don't require the GRE or GMAT as part of our application. And if you are an international student, you may be required to submit a language proficiency score, such as a TOEFL, IELTS, or Duolingo official result. So I'm happy to discuss that with you offline if that requirement pertains to you. But we are accepting applications through June 1st, but we do have a priority deadline of February 1st in a few months' time. So there's definitely plenty of time to put together your admissions portfolio for this program. And I just wanted to take a brief moment to talk about tuition and scholarship. So one of the exciting things about this program is SHA offers all accepted students a $10,000 merit-based scholarship, and you may be eligible for additional funding as well. This funding is awarded based on the admissions portfolio that you present to the committee. This is an approximate estimate of what tuition may look like based on the current tuition rates for this academic year. But for 2 years of study, you're looking at about $84,000. All right, so next steps, of course, would be starting that application. If you go to bu.edu/hospitality/apply, and we're here to answer any questions. So if you'd like to talk with our admissions team, talk with faculty, feel free to give us a call or send us an email, and we'll be more than happy to chat. So that's the end of our presentation. Thank you again for joining us today. If you have any questions, please pop those in now, but we appreciate your time.